The Membership Assistance Program Grant, or MAP grant, is funded through the sports section of the Saskatchewan Lotteries Trust Fund, which is derived from the proceeds of lottery ticket sales in Saskatchewan. The MAP grant was developed to increase the number of participants and enhance the quality of sport development in Saskatchewan communities. Here at Curl Sask, we want to highlight some important information about the MAP grant and explain how member clubs can apply. To begin the process, go to curlsask.ca, hover over Programs and Services, then hover over Programs for Member Clubs, and then click on Financial Assistance Programs. On this page, you will find information about the MAP grant and applicable forms for the grant. Take note of the due dates listed on this page, and please review the eligible and ineligible expenses. Funding will not be provided to cover ineligible expenses. Please note that your project must take place between April 1st of the current application year and March 31st of the following year. For example, if you apply by March 31st of 2021, then your project must take place between April 1st, 2021 and March 31st, 2022. Click on the MAP application form. You will be able to fill out the PDF document directly, or alternatively, you can print off and fill out the form. Under the Grant Information section, fill out the name of your curling club, a contact person, a valid mailing address, phone number, and email. In the description of the project section, identify what the club plans to spend the grant money on, and some details about the project. Remember that funding will only be considered on eligible expenses. Within the Project Budget section, identify the amount that you are requesting. Note that the formula for MAP calculations is used to determine the eligible amount of funding your club can receive. This information can be found on the Financial Assistance Programs page on the Curl Sask website. Under Self-Help, identify other sources of funding. Record the total revenue. Under Expenses, identify the projected expenses. Documentation will be required with the follow-up report to verify expenses, and remember that only eligible expenses will be funded. Once everything is filled out, scan and email or fax the form to the Curl Sask Membership Coordinator. Within the summer, you will receive confirmation of the grant approval amount from Curl Sask. Similar to the application, click on the MAP Grant Follow-Up Report. You will be able to fill out the PDF document directly, or alternatively, you can print it off and fill out the form. Under the Grant Information section, fill out the name of your curling club, a contact person, a valid mailing address, phone number, and email. In the Assessment of MAP Project section, identify what money was spent on in relation to your initial MAP application. If there were eligible expenses that were slightly different than initially planned, that is okay. But remember that ineligible expenses will not be covered. Within the Actual Project Costs section, identify the amount of MAP grant approved under MAP grant received. Under Self-Help, identify other sources of funding. Record the total revenue. Under Expenses, identify the expenses and also send in receipts. Once everything is filled out, scan and email or fax the form to the Curl Sask Membership Coordinator. Your club will receive payment from Curl Sask once the club is fully affiliated and the MAP follow-up report is approved.